I'm not building 2 sets of wheels for the Cappuccino, I'm building 3. Hayashi Racing. It was the first aftermarket wheel in Japan. A lot of people think it's Watanabe, it's not, it's Hayashi. Hayashi is, and Hayashi-san, really cool old guy, is, and Mrs. Hayashi too, Hayashi-san. And Hayashi-san gets confusing. Hayashi-san, and the son, Hayashi-san. He was the first aftermarket wheel in Japan, alloy wheel. He's the guy that started it all. All of the stuff that you see here is because of Hayashi-san. True story. So, how come keeping them all in the family? So we've got, well, these are Hayashis, right? Hayashi, Techno Phantoms, okay? So, what about these? They're works. Well, the gentleman who started work, before he started work, the company he worked at, Hayashi Racing. And guess who gave him a loan to help him start up his company? Hayashi-san. Very cool guy. So then we have the secret set. The secret set. Okay, so what are those? Keeping it all in the family. Takechi Project Racing Heart. 7G7s. Very cool wheel. Note that they're red and white. Note that the Cappuccino is going to be red with white stripes. But this is the secret set. And you will have seen the other stuff that I've done. But this one, the 3 of them are good. One of them has a buckle. So yeah, we need to straighten this one out too. I wonder if it's the same size. Nope. Okay, the 70 can go back. This one is about, it's bigger than 70 because that one just fell through it. Where's my bolt gone? So this is the one we've just taken out. The problem is that this, see the slope? We actually need a 70 that's longer. Do I have one? I think I've got one that you can bolt onto another one, which might do the job. Anyway, let me have a bit of a look. So occasionally we get wheels like that, where if we put this in, it flaps around. So what we made up is this little gizmo here that you can put on the back. Okay? So we put the 2 of them on. I don't think that bolt's long enough. And no, it isn't. Alright, we've got to find a longer bolt because we need one that goes through both. Technical difficulties. We need, that's an M12 metric by the look of it. M12 by 1.5. M12 by 1.5? I wonder if I've got floating around over here. There you go, Woody. You just got to get these done and sorted out. Elliot will be back from his honeymoon soon and we'll get that sorted. I think I might be better off looking next door to tell you the truth. Little plastic machines. Run an M10, I think. Yeah, that's too small. M12. What uses an M12? Something uses an M12 around here. More technical difficulties. Alrighty, so we came up with something. It's not real pretty, but it will do the job. Only had a countersunk screw, but it basically just got to hold it in. Everything's centered. That's the main thing. Right, let's get this guy in here. Clamp her up. Butterfingers. People often go, well, it only took you 2 minutes. Yeah, but it took me 2 years to work out how to do that in 2 minutes. And that's done. Whenever somebody has skills and you have to pay for them, doesn't matter how long it takes for them to do it, it might have taken them 20 years to learn how to do it in 2 minutes. Or the people fall into the trap of, oh, I'll just buy this cheap, I won't buy a good quality one, I'll buy a cheap one. And then that breaks and then they have to buy another one. And then that breaks and they have to buy another one. And they keep buying cheap ones. If you just bought a good quality one in the first place, a lot of this stuff, you buy really good quality, it'll last you a lifetime. Okay? Not worth getting cheap garbage. Right, the secret set. There's a bent, right across from where it was bent, lip's bent too. Doesn't matter, it's coming off. Okay. Disassembly. So many bolts. 20 to be exact. Well, that doesn't want to move. Might have to get some pieces of wood. These are pretty clean. These have lived, well, they're a downside newer than the old Technos. So, oh, it says a date on them, 84. So they are old. How about that? Okay. We're just going to knock the centre out. Now we have 4 sets of lits and barrels and 4 centres. So the next thing we've got to do is actually cut them off. Our lathe isn't quite big enough to just get in behind, and it's a lot of pissing around. It's easier just to get the plasma cutter and slash off as much as possible, then get the lathe and cut the weld so you can do the fine work through there. That's the best way of doing it. But to get the plasma cutter to work, we can't have any paint on there, so it's good. They've got to be dunked. That's cool. These got to be dunked anyway. Wow, the paint's all coming off because it's old, but that alloy is really good. What do you reckon they'd look like polished? I wonder if we should smash them through the polisher, because we can always powder coat them afterwards, but like get all the paint off and just bash them through the polisher. Typical of Hayashi stuff. That's really good. For the time being, that's it. That's it for this episode anyway. So the next one, what we'll be doing is dunking and blasting these guys. We might put them through the polisher, just see how it looks. I don't know if you could do that in white or do it in red with it polished. I should probably stick to it. But you know, here's the thing. If I do it polished, I can always powder coat it afterwards. I've got to powder coat it anyway, so I'll think about it. I'm not quite sure how that's going to look. It might look bloody awful. But it would suit the Viper theme on the Cappuccino, that's for sure. All right, so that's the end of this episode on the secret side build, and thank you very much for watching. And we will continue this in the next episode, which is when I can be bothered. Thanks for watching. Look after yourselves, and we'll see you next time. Good on you. Bye.